plumbing issue.
Plumbing?
There is a clogged toilet in room 348.
It's okay, we all get stomach aches, Mr. Bigfoot.
For me, as a kid, I was scared of monster movies. And I didn't like the feeling of being scared, so I actually grew up with Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein and Young Frankenstein and Bugs Bunny and Dracula and stuff, and movies like that. So when this movie came up, and there was a chance to do Dracula and kind of reimagine him in a new comedic way, I was really excited about that, and then having Frankenstein and the Mummy and the werewolf, having the whole gang on board was really exciting, and I felt like it's a good opportunity to do a new comedic take on it. Still be very respectful of what came before, but presented in kind of a new light. And nowadays, of course, vampires and stuff, there's so much that's so different, that what's been established, that it's almost kind of refreshing to take it back to its iconic center. It's similar but different. I mean, definitely, creating new characters, making them iconic, making them very, last and very memorable is kind of the same type of tools. But the biggest difference is, in TV, you do episodic work, and then if one isn't that great, usually people will forgive you because they know hopefully the next one's going to be better, right? In features, you get one shot. Nowadays you get one opening weekend, and if it doesn't land, if the character doesn't connect and the story doesn't connect and the humor isn't funny, you're done. So having that pressure of one shot was the thing that really stood. That's very different for me than from all the television stuff that I've done. Yeah, I think you want to create a world that's very familiar, but for me, animation is about caricature. So I really want to caricature the world and caricature the characters. So I think it's creating this big monster hotel that's kind of bigger than life, but there's still something humanly accessible about it. And the funny thing is our movie's about humans and monsters and how the monsters live in the shadows and, the humans persecute the monsters. But our monsters are very humanistic. They have human traits, they love their families, they want to be together. And so that's kind of the spin on it that felt really good for our film. The thing is, you want things to be unique, right? And you want them to have a strong point of view, And being a director, that's my only goal, is to have a point of view that's different than everybody else's, And then working in features, you've got the executives and you have the stars and you have a lot of voices, So it's how do you get your own voice through as well as making everybody else happy, So it's kind of like a juggling act a little bit to getting all that, having Adam's voice and a studio voice. But I think we came together in this really, strong way. And the biggest thing was that I wanted to make a broad comedy, that's funnier and sillier and zanier than other stuff, and to bring this really expressive, caricatured style of animation to it, And I think that was my voice, So just like Dexter had a, quirky voice, we pushed Adam Sandler to be more kind of, bigger than life, because it's not live action. It's very different voice acting. So especially for comedy, because for the tone of comedy that we wanted to do, we wanted him to be a cartoon character, and so we kind of pushed it that way. I feel like storytelling is storytelling. Storytelling really hasn't changed since the beginning of time in a way. Our mediums have changed, and the way we tell stories, the style that the way we execute the stories have changed, obviously quite a bit. But storytelling is storytelling. There's still, you want to capture the audience. You want to have them feel for the character. You want the character to be accessible to the audience. And so that way, there was nothing new. So when I first started, I didn't care what we were going to do with the CG or that thing. All that stuff was not as important as, is the character truly funny? Is the relationship between Dracula and his daughter real and feels accessible? Do we have enough jokes? Is it a funny movie? Does the pacing go up and down? All those bigger questions that have nothing to do with the second step, because the most important thing is you write that joke down or write that emotion down, and then my job is to execute it, make sure that it delivers, And I feel like I've done so many mistakes in my career that I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm pretty confident in what I do. Mm-hmm. And so getting it past, once we agree on what the emotion is and the joke is, after that it was a little bit easier to kind of push it through, whatever medium that we're doing. Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought that the goal was, it would be great to create a Dracula that's timeless again, and that it could be another movie and a TV show and whatever else. And, I want Adam to go on the Jay Leno or David Letterman show in Dracula costume, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's always the goal, is to create something that is franchisable. I mean, we're in a commercial business, obviously. And so you wanted to appeal to the mainstream, but at the same time, I don't really think about it because I'm so, you know, drenched in what I'm doing at the moment that just to finish it is a miracle enough as it is, you know. I'm working hard on it. You know, I've taken it up the flagpole 3 times with 3 different sets of producers. There's definitely an interest in it, so that's really good. It's just getting the right people, you know, because when people come to me, they go, "We love Samurai Jack because of A, B, and C," and I go, "Great, let's make a movie." They go, "Okay, in the movie we can't do A, B, and C." You know, and I'm like, but those are the 3 things that make Jack Jack.
Yeah.
You know, and so they keep taking those things out. So once we get it through and people believe in what I'm doing and why the show has lasted this long, we'll make it. But I think it's definitely in the future, and I'm pushing for it. So.
Hotel Transylvania.
Now go and never return.
Wait, never return to the hotel?
What? Well, I just used my powers to erase your memory. I looked straight into your eyes.
Oh, maybe it's the contact lenses.
The what?
Here, let me just try and get them out real quick.
Oh, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Almost got it.